Welcome to JLive. I'm Laura Mandel, JArts Executive Director, and it's great to be with you for JLive, our JArts virtual series of bite-sized conversations about Jewish life and art with the best Jewish artists. Today, I'm with Israeli theater maker Rotem Goldenberg. Welcome, Rotem.
Hello.
Hello. It's always such a pleasure to be with someone theatrical like you because you jump off the screen. I love it. Okay, so Rotem, we are here today because for the past season, you have actually been one of our JArts and CJP combined community creative fellows. And it's been such an amazing experience to have you in this program. So can you tell us a little bit about what this has meant to you and the work you've done throughout the course of this process?
Yeah. Well, for me, first, the fellowship is like a huge present that I got when I arrived here, because I arrived here from Israel and I didn't know what will happen. I wanted to do my thing, my art, but I didn't know how, where, who, which, and all the WH questions. And then I've heard about the JArts and about the fellowship, and I felt that it's exactly the thing that I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing art and I'm doing community work with art. So it was a big gift for me. And yeah, it was a great year because of that. I gave workshops, and I'm working very how do you say it in English, like immersively, can I say it?
Yeah, yeah.
About my capstone, which will happen in the middle of October. So yeah. So during this year, and another thing that I want to say about the fellowship is that you gave me a lot of freedom and a lot of artistic freedom, and which is not, I don't take it for granted. I mean, it's not that, like, yeah, do whatever you want, we trust you. Like, okay, I they trust me, so I must trust myself.
Well, and I just want to say, you say we gave you a gift, but actually you gave us such a gift. First of all, you brought, your whole self to this work, and the fact that, as you said, your work is so innately ingrained in community engagement. And what I love is, like, whether you're talking to kids, seniors, or anyone in between, you have this magical way of connecting through your work. And I also feel like, from the Jewish perspective, the fact that you bring your very mixed understanding and feelings about Jewish life, having been raised in Israel.
yeah.
So let's tell me a little bit about that. Like, what was it like to grow up in Israel? How did your Jewish identity and life inform your work and push you to where you are today?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's also interesting to think about how my Jewish identity and my life in Israel, like, brought me here, in not in a way that I meant it to be. So I grew up in a very diverse family. How do you say it? Like, also political, and also my religical points of view. My dad is is Orthodox person, and my mom is secular, and they decided to live together. And of course, they have their values of love people and respect people and be kind, but all the, like, religious rules, halachot, how do we manage it at home, it was pretty open. And it's also sometimes, like, okay, mom, dad, tell me what to do. Can you help me, please? But also, like, it gave me a lot of freedom, to think about stuff, to think um, about my beliefs, about my values, about how do I see my Jewish identity. I grew up in a conservative youth movement, Noam, and so my parents said, okay, let's put her in something in the middle. They didn't know what to do. I'm like, okay, go there. And like, okay. And I met there amazing people. And I really remember my rabbi in the camp. And also they're all Americans there, right? And which is amazing because yeah. And I remember myself in one of the camps when I was teenager, and like, I don't know, alenu leshabeach, I don't know, I mean, I love the prayer, but there are some sentences that I don't feel that it's really me. And I went to the rabbi, and he's like, okay, let's talk about it, let's open it, what do you think, what do I think? We opened it. We talked, like, made a chavruta around it. And after, I don't know, 3 days or something like that, he said to me, the thing that you want to say, and the thing that you don't want to say, don't say them. And I'm like, whew. And I grew up in a family that it's not like that's how we do. You have to wear like that, you have to do like that. It's like, okay, think about everything and then decide. And
I just have to say this is fascinating because you, as such a deeply creative person, I think just innately are that way of like figuring things out in real time. And it feels like your Jewish upbringing really kind of resonated with that.
Yeah, very, very much.
Yeah.
And also one of the rabbis from the camps when I was teenager, I met here when I gave a workshop at the Bet Zion temple. She's one of the rabbi there, Claudia, and I didn't see her for, I don't know, 20 years. And it was like, it was like a great, I don't know, like a big picture.
Well, and Rav Claudia is just amazing and a force of nature. So that's kind of amazing that she's part of your story.
Yeah. And a big part in my childhood. Yeah. It was very I was very excited to go there and to give a workshop there. It was very,
I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Really?
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more if we push forward into your work as a theater maker and artist. How do you think that, sort of practically speaking, how do you think this background and, years as a teen, being able to question and understand your own path, how do you think that informed your art?
Wow, in so many ways. I think I'm asking questions also first about the genres and what kind of art do I want to do. And I'm not going on, like, I don't have one way. And I really like the fringe way, and to stretch the limits and to ask questions. And people are asking me, for example, what kind of puppetry do you do? I'm like, I mean, I know how to manipulate this kind or this, but I don't know, every show I'm trying to do something else. Every show there's the classic puppetry. It's there. Now I want to try something else. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's disaster, sometimes it's a process and it's in between. But I like to ask questions, as I asked my rabbi about alenu leshabeach. And also I think the fact that I grew up with with the thought that there's no one truth. Gave me the opportunity to be open to many kinds of people. And for example, in hospital, in medical clown, where when you work as a clown in hospital, especially in Israel, it's like a big kibbutz galuyot you will ever meet. I think hospital, that's the place. And this is kind of Bet Mikdash, you know. It's like in a very cynical way, because you there's a room with very religious Orthodox Haredi people in one bed from Bnei Brak, and in the same room in the same room there will be someone Palestinian from Shechem, and they are together in the room, and the children are playing, because children are playing, and that's what they do. And there's connection because they're in the same room. So it's very special. It's and as a clown, you're like a dough, you know. It's I like to think about medical clowning as a dough, because I need all the time to change my shape, to change my atmosphere, to change my mood. Sometimes I'm like ha ha ha, sometimes I need to be more sensitive. And so many people, so many languages, so many cultures. And I think that the fact that my parents, that we live, I mean, in our Friday dinner, Kabbalat Shabbat, there's a mix of everyone. Yeah.
Well, and I just want to say, I love that you went to the medical clowning piece, because when we first met, or when I actually first read your application for the Community Creative Fellowship, we looked at it and we said, wait, you're a theater maker and you're a medical clown. And every person who hears that you're a medical clown says, cool, tell me more. Because I think here in Boston and in the US, we all like the concept, but it's a very different thing than it is in Israel. So tell me more, how did you come to medical clowning, and what is it like in Israel? Because I know it's very different than here.
Yeah. I studied clowning, like professional and stage clowning, and street performance. But for me, I can't do only the stage stuff. I feel that art is much more than that. Than look at me, or just entertainment. It's not just entertainment. It's much more than that. And I love entertainment. Yeah. And I love to work with people, to hear about them, to deal with issues, emotionals, medical issues around, like through and with art. So it was pretty obvious that that's what I will do.
It's a very practical use of the arts. I feel like for the people who don't necessarily understand the potential power of the arts, this is a very practical explanation in an interesting way.
Yeah. And also clowning is a very special thing. I mean, clowning is not only like balloons and makeup and ukulele singing. It's not that. It's much more than that. It's sometimes it's to say, I don't know if you have in English this like to big about the big elephant in the room. Yeah, sometimes the clown should do it, you know. And through the history, clown in with the king and the queen, he was the one, or she was the one. In the past, it was only he was the one who's telling the truth, who's like telling the thing that the society need to change. And So I don't do that in hospital, but I take these values and I use it. And sometimes I feel that I am there to say the thing that people afraid to say. Not sometimes I'm like, I'm saying it, but sometimes I'm playing with this. I'm playing with feelings. I'm playing with emotions, with fear. Sometimes I feel that the parents are with a huge anxiety, and I'm playing with them first. Yeah, in Israel, we're part of this of the medical team, and we accompany families to all the procedures, blood tests, radiations, injections, surgeries, everything. So we are there all the time. And with a lot of luck, and as I said, the fellowship is a present for me, I met the group of the medical clowns here, and I gave them a workshop as part of the fellowship, and I met great people here that doing it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So okay, so I just love listening to all of this. Tell us a little bit more about some of the other projects you've done outside of clowning, some of the projects you've done theatrically in Israel or anything you're working on now. Give us some examples of the kinds of work you love doing.
It's kind of a Turkish salad, like everything. I'm doing everything and not everything. But yeah, so another project that I have in hospital is the Umbrella Project, which is one-on-one show that I for children that were not able to go out from their bed. And it's a very intimate show with small puppets and dolls, and it's half show, half improvisation. And I have shows for children, like puppets and visual shows for children. And also I'm taking part or creating shows for adults. Most of them, when it's my works, it's about issues that I'm dealing with. And now the capstone of the J Arts will be first experience of mine that I really wanted to do. It's an audio piece. It's an audio walk in Boston Common, and people will hear my voice through headphones. And it will be around the theme of home, belonging, what is like to be a stranger in a place. And it's always about the park, but it's about me and about the people, and yeah, something like that.
I'm really excited to go on this with you. And I know we can watch a little bit of a preview right now, but I'm excited because you and I have been talking about how in other parts of the world in the US, these audio tours are becoming really popular.
Yeah.
And I love that you wanted to do this in Boston Common, because when you moved to town, you said you felt like you found your place at home. And at one point you even said, like, I didn't know if my art was going to work here, but it works.
Yeah.
And it feels like you found this connection, not just with people, but with a place, which I think is really special.
Yeah. It's very special. I feel that it's a park is a it's the nature inside a city. So it's like it's a stranger, but it's home. I mean, it's something that it's very, every town has a park, not in Israel, so but here or in Europe. But also the nature inside the city. It's like a combination between being a stranger, if you take the park as a person. It's like a combination between being a stranger and being someone who lives here.
I
And
love how you think of the park as a person, because I think part of the beauty of your work is that you can turn anything into something with personality.
yeah, that's my thought. I mean, that's how I think, and that's why I like
Yeah.
puppetry and visual theater, because I think that and I think that a place or a puppet or a material is something, and then when you put inside an essence, it becomes like the image.
Yeah.
That's our symbol. So when we go in the park and we look at the trees, and I'm talking about the roots, and in the garden there, the botanical part, every tree from another place. One from Thailand, one from China, one is from here. And I'm like, okay, let's think about, what do you think? The Chinese tree here, he feels more Bostonian or more Chinese? And that's, I don't know. I mean, I'm asking myself those questions. I'm looking at my daughter, and I'm like, she started to speak English more than Hebrew. When we'll go back someday to Israel, she'll be angry about me that I took her from her own home. It's like a big questions of roots, identity. And I don't have answers, but I want to deal with those questions, because I feel that everybody's asking those questions. Yes. Even if they grew up in one place, I mean, we're all thinking, like asking, yeah, do I belong? I'm not? What do I want to do when I'll be an adult? And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love the park.
You love the park. I love
yeah.
the park.
Yeah.
So we're close to our time here, but I know you mentioned that you're working on a next iteration of a project you did in Israel a few years ago, Toto. So tell us a little bit about the original piece and where you're going with it now.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. Toto is how do you say it when you take the book and you made it as a show? Like it's not adaptation?
Yes, adaptation.
Yeah, so Toto is an adaptation for children's stories of Orit Bergman, which is she's amazing designer and writer for children, but not also for children.
Well, and fun fact, I love that we now have both of you in this current J-Art season by happenstance.
Yes, yes. I love her, and she's a really good friend of mine. And she created books, a series of books called Toto and Friends. And it's about Toto, and Toto is an elephant, and Lala, she's a bird, and a lot of small issues that children deal with. So we took 3 books of her and we did it as a show. Me, Orit, and Goni Paz, which was the director of it. And now we're thinking about Toto too, taking the other books of Toto and creating another show.
Well, and as I already said to you, I know the original was in Hebrew, but for my own children, selfishly, and for many others I know, an English version would be beloved.
Yeah, it's very visual, so it's I'll be happy to perform with it here. Yeah, totally.
I can't wait to see it. And I know you can all see an image right now just to get a sense. Orit's work is unbelievable. And I think the two of you combined, it's just that ultimate collaboration.
Yay, thanks.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, Rotem, this has been so much fun. I hope everybody watching will go and see some of Rotem's work from the capstone she mentioned from the Community Creative Fellowship. If you go to this, Yes, absolutely. And of course, you can find out more information about the audio tour and other things Rotem's working on through the JArts website and through the CJP website, Community Creative Fellowship work. But Rotem, we are so lucky to have you in Boston right now and to have had this opportunity to work with you so deeply over the last year. Thank you.
Thanks. I'm the luckier. Thank you
Well,
very much.
to everyone out there, thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Rotem. We will see you soon. Have a good one.
Bye.